this journey of conscious healing is exactly where I belong, no matter how crazy it sounds to you. To me, it makes 100% clear sense. We are quantum biological machines. Even if you don't believe that, you will believe you will believe that our brain is a computer. I like to believe our brain is a supercomputer, the most powerful supercomputer known to man. So it's not too far fetched that you can reprogram a computer to work how you want it to work. All you have to do is figure out how. And within mainstream information, you can't figure out how because it is impossible to gain conscious control over your health. It's impossible to do these things. It's impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. It's impossible to heal your body with your mind. Lots of programming there, lots of mental programming of impossibility. It's never been impossible. That's the cool thing. It's never been impossible. So they've been lying to you about it this entire time while telling you it's impossible, knowing on the back end it is full-heartedly possible for us to achieve all this. You can't tell me the government doesn't know about this. I mean, there are government projects into mind control, mind powers, telekinesis, remote viewing, out of body experiences, astral projection, the gateway experience. The government has researched all of this stuff for many, 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 many years because they gain much benefit on knowing things. They don't care what the research is. It could sound completely far-fetched. If they can research it, find credible evidence into it, they are going to research it more and more and more and keep it hidden, not tell you about it because it's classified or it's top secret or it's a threat to our national security. They get to hide these truths behind things like classified and top secret to keep you from knowing things. Why would they want you to not know these things? That's just what drives me insane. They don't want you to know you are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. They don't want you to know you can heal your body with your mind. They don't want you to know you can have more control over your life. Because if you have more control over your life, that means they don't have control over you. They don't have any influence over you. They can't put out any special news reports to sway your mind because you already have control. You already know what's going on. So if they don't tell you this information, you can't process this information and apply it to your life because you don't even know it exists. You don't even know it's real. You just don't know. They keep it from you. You just don't know. You can't build anything on what you don't know. Go to college and take your final exam the first day. Are you going to be able to do it with information you don't know? No, you need information to build a solid understanding of what you're doing. So when people look at me crazy when I suggest your mainstream information is not true, or they come at me with, well, my doctor said this, the government said that, the CDC said this, the WHO said that, the World Economic Forum said this. Let's get on that one for a second. The World Economic Forum said they can take away your free will. They physically said they have the technology, the capability to take away your free will. And that's for your safety, from what they say. Go ahead, chew it. It tastes good, right? Please understand, I gain no benefit from lying to you. You could watch this and think I'm lying, but I gain no benefit from lying to you. But the mainstream, the government, the media, the CDC, big pharma, everybody doing research for these places who know this information is true, they gain all benefit from lying to you. They can physically become trillionaires with this information lying to you, keeping it from you, keeping you hooked on big pharma, which big pharma is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, if not more now. So it's not too far-fetched to think they're going to keep information from you to keep you hooked on their prescriptions. You're a customer, and they need you to need them. If they cure you, they lose you as a customer. So why would they gain any benefit by teaching you about conscious control? They won't gain benefit. They will actually lose benefit. They will lose money. They will lose funding. They will lose benefactors by teaching you the truth. That you can reprogram your genes. You can control your health with just your mind, your conscious willpower. They gain all benefit by keeping it from you. I have to put emphasis on this because all your mainstream sources of truth are not true. They don't tell you the truth. They're not in business to tell you the truth. Let's, show me the track record and show me how honest the mainstream media is. Show me how honest the government is. Show me the track record for honesty and honest reporting these places have. You're going to be looking for quite some time because they're just none exists. None of it exists. It's all for propaganda. It's all to sway your beliefs, sway your attention, put your perception where they want it. So you're thinking how they want you to think. You're not thinking how you want to think or thinking how you should think. You're thinking how they want you to think with the data, the fake data they represent to you as truth. So you're using false information to build an understanding of what's going on around you, but it's false information. So you don't know anything of what you're doing. So you are put in a very small, limited box where you don't think much is possible because you don't know. They don't tell you. They keep information from you. I think you should have all of this information. I think all of you should know you can gain conscious control over your health. Any medical condition you have doesn't need to be in your present reality. You can change your reality by changing your personality. Don't think the person you are now is who you're going to be tomorrow or next year or in 5 years or in 10 years. You're not perfect. If you are perfect and you're one of those people who think you are perfect and you have no more growing or changing or adapting and evolving to do, you are very narcissistic and delusional. We are all changing. We are always growing. We are always adapting and evolving. That's what we are meant to do. The caterpillar goes through his caterpillar stage and then builds the cocoon, goes into metamorphosis, produces a chemical that completely liquefies his body to transmute it into a butterfly. Does the caterpillar ever just consciously say, you know what, I'm not down for this metamorphosis thing. I'm just going to stay right here. I'm fine. I like being a big fat caterpillar. I'm cool here. I'm just going to stay. No, because we are meant to grow and change and adapt and evolve into something new. All your cells in your body get replaced all the time. I forget what time frame it is, but all of your cells get replaced. So essentially, you are never the same you. You're always changing into somebody new, growing into somebody new. So as all of these cells are dying and getting replenished, you can replenish the new cells that are upgraded by controlling your health, by controlling your mood, controlling your personality, controlling the way you think and act and feel on a consistent second to second, day to day basis. It is that deep. You physically have to change yourself because you're going to be controlling yourself every second of every day, every thought you have, every reaction you have. You have to be so conscious you never go back to your old self. You never go back into your old ways of depression or whatnot because you are physically not that person anymore. You have paid attention to your subconscious cues, the subconscious habits of what has made you you. You've paid attention to it, and you have chosen to change them. Make new habits, think new thoughts, feel new emotions, have new feelings. You physically upgrade your genes because your genes produce proteins in regards to your reaction to the environment around you. If you have a poor reaction to the environment around you, your genes produce weaker proteins, making the physicalities and functions of your body weaker. And if you have a consistent positive state of being to the environment around you, a positive state of being, a positive reaction to the environment around you consistently, then your genes physically produce stronger proteins, meaning your body, your health can change based on your emotional state. Your emotions and your thoughts physically matter in this world. They don't tell you that, but they do. You can use this information to change your life. You don't have to feel the way you feel. Just because you see other people react the way they do doesn't mean you have to as well. Why do you want to follow what everybody else does? Oh, they're reacting that way, so therefore I have to react that way too. They feel this when this happens to them, so therefore I have to feel this when that happens to me. No, you control all of your reactions. You control all of your thoughts and all of your feelings. You don't know you do. A lot of them are just subconscious because you are just completely unaware. Physically slow yourself down and pay attention to all the subconscious bullshit you put yourself through just because you're not aware. A lot of your depression, it's a choice. Don't get mad at me for it. I've been depressed. I've been suicidal. I've had knives to my wrist. I have been in very destructive states. I know how powerful my rage and hatred and anger can be. But it's not powerful in a productive way. It's powerful in a destructive way. And I don't like it. I have never purchased a gun because back in my depressive days, I knew if I had an easy way out, I'd do it. I was conscious enough to know that if I had an easy, painless way out, I would do it. So consciously, I've just made up my mind I'm never gonna get a gun then. That's fine for myself. But I'm not that person anymore though. Now in the state of the world that we're in, I'm not depressive anymore. I'm not suicidal anymore. I think we need some guns to protect our family with what's going on. Civil war is gonna be happening around us. Been talking about that for a while. But we'll see what happens. Error. The system is exactly the way it is. Nothing is wrong with it. It is working just the way it has been created to work. It's messed up the way it is because that's how it has been created to work. Error, error, everything is going according to somebody's plan, and the balls are rolling. The balls will keep rolling because somebody's agenda needs to be achieved. These agendas are not for any benefit of you. As I said, the World Economic Forum, who is compiled of a lot of the world's richest 1%, a lot of the world's famous wealthy people, and they're also in cahoots with the Bilderbergs, BlackRock, and Vanguard. Also, places who have so much money, so much of the world's wealth, they can physically do whatever the hell they want, and you can't stop them. That's the level of influence all these people have into what's reported on the news, what things are going on in Congress, all these sex parties and blackmail things coming out in the Senate, in Congress. All this is being done for a reason, all by design. They know what they're doing. Now they have shit to hold over them to make them do what they want. It's all been for control. And they know what they're doing, so they're gaining all their control to control everything. Down to the way you think, down to the way you act, down to how you think, down to what you feel. You really can't prove any of that wrong. Show me all the amazing news reports where they're trying to teach you conscious control, where they're trying to teach you about love, where they're trying to teach you about how these things can change your genetic code or even change reality entirely. There's been studies done on meditation. Large groups of people will go into a meditation, and they've been able to distinguish that when these meditations are occurring, all the crime rates drop. I don't know how they decipher that, but all the crime rates within the world seem to drop when they're doing these meditations, because the communal hive mind energy of all of us elevating our frequency, elevating our brainwave states, having the right thoughts with the right feelings to increase our electromagnetic field, our resonance, if you will. All that combined with everybody else in a hive mind can transmute reality in an instant. The state of gamma brainwaves will allow you to transmute matter in one instant. It is crazy, but that's the facts. That's what the science has shown. When you can reach the brainwave state of gamma, matter physically gets transmuted in an instant. Cancers disappear. Medical conditions go away. Blind people start seeing. Deaf people start hearing. Alzheimer's goes away. Parkinson's goes away. Myasthenia gravis goes away. When you reach that gamma state, somebody has even regrown back their thyroid that was physically removed. It was surgically removed, and they grew it back because they chose to. Conscious control. They reached that gamma state in meditation, and they were able to transmute matter instantly and regrew back that thyroid. but yet you don't know any of this information. Why don't you know any of this information? Why isn't any of this information being taught to you, being told, being preached? Isn't it pretty remarkable that we can do these things, but yet it's all being kept from you? It's pretty intriguing, right? You might want to stop listening to your mainstream sources because I guarantee you they're not for your benefit. It's all to control you, to control your mind. This is one big war of your mind, a war for your consciousness. If your free will can be taken away now through technology, it is a battle for your consciousness entirely. Why do they want to take away your free will? Why is research being allowed into technology that can take away your free will? Does that sound like something super smart people would do? I don't think so. That stuff being done by people we should not trust. Why would you trust somebody who wants to take away your free will? Your free will could essentially be gone now and you don't even know it. You don't know it because you're so programmed into the normal American habitual way of life. Wake up, eat, pee, eat, go to work, deal with traffic, come home, and you do it again the next day. The same old habitual loop. You never change because you're on the same old habitual loop that has been created for you called the American way of life. All started by John D. Rockefeller, who started public education, who said he doesn't want a nation of people who can think. He wants a nation of people who can work. So therefore, men can get pregnant now. Gender is a spectrum. That's the truth. Those are the supposed truths. So now nobody knows how to think. Everybody now, well, hell, no one knows how to think now. Gen Z physically knows nothing at all. I hope I'm wrong, but if men can get pregnant, I think you have a problem with your mind. You are very delusional, and you just need to understand you've been brainwashed entirely. Now, why would they want to brainwash you? They wouldn't be out to control the way you think, would they? They wouldn't want to control you, would they? If you are very deluded with the way you think, you're going to believe anything the government tells you. The government. Let's talk about the pandemic for a second here. The pandemic was the biggest nocebo effect of all time. During the pandemic, most of you experienced Stockholm syndrome because we were all on lockdown. We were all physically encased to our house. Some countries, hundreds and hundreds of people got arrested for leaving their house. They physically got arrested and put in jail for leaving their house. So we were all forced to stay home and on lockdown, minus the essential workers, of course. You were all on lockdown, and you only had the information the government presented to you to analyze and process as truth. You had the news and the news and the news, all the news stations reporting the same thing because that's what they were told to do. They can't report whatever they want. They are being forced to report on what they report and being forced to report it how they report it. So it's all one big game. It's all going by design to control the way you think, the way you act, the way you feel. So this whole Stockholm syndrome thing, you were essentially being held prisoner in your own house by the government, by people who control the world. And eventually, the young, dumb people eventually started to believe the information that was being presented on the TV, even though it was wrong. All while the truth was being curtailed and shadow banned on social media, but social media made sure to boost vaccine information. You need that vaccine. That vaccine is so safe. Look at all your super smart athletes going to get the vaccine like a smart person. No, you physically got brainwashed and indoctrinated even more because the government scared the fuck out of you all with all these news reports. Get the vaccine and you're gonna die. COVID's gonna kill you. Oh my god, super scary, super scary, super scary. Fear, 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 fear. You were just completely, your consciousness was shoved jam packed full of fear during the entire lockdown. And then you started to believe what your captors, the government, was telling you. And if you do that to the younger generation who already doesn't know how to think, then you have a nation of sheep. You have a nice generation of sheep you can mold into whatever you want because they believe you, even though you're a lying piece of shit. Government, multimedia, mainstream media, all of you. Garbage, because you don't produce truth. You produce propaganda to sway our reality, to sway our perception. You don't produce truth. So therefore, you cannot be trusted one bit. Any of you who produce mainstream information, I don't trust any one of you because you only see things one way. And there is a bajillion ways to do things, and you see it on one tiny perspective, which has led to where everything is at now, and none of it has been beneficial. Would you say things are going smooth? Would you say things are going well? Could things change? Could things be different if we chose for things to be different? Yes. Yes, it could. But it will take all of us, the hive mind, the community, to stand up against this bullshit and knock the monopoly board over. If we knock the monopoly board over, if we stand up and say you're not playing your game no more, then they lose and we win. We have more power than they do in numbers, of course, but they've already thought about that. They've already thought about that entirely. That's why the World Economic Forum has no problem announcing they have the technology to take away your free will. So it doesn't matter what the numbers against them are. They already have the ability to take away your free will and turn you on their side. They announce it with no issue. But yet you believe the mainstream still. You follow the mainstream still, even though it's all one big lie. So the pandemic and the nocebo effect. The nocebo effect happens when you believe you're taking or you are being exposed to something super scary like the coronavirus. You're told and conditioned full of fear that you're going to get it, you might get it, here's the symptoms for it. The way it works, you believe all those symptoms are real and you're scared to shit of them. So you essentially start manifesting that into your reality. You manifested the coronavirus into reality. It might be real, it might be fake. Essentially, it doesn't matter at all. They could have said it was any virus at all, gave you any symptoms at all, and then put it on the news and just repeated it into your face every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Fear of this, fear of that, fear of this, fear of that. Watch out for this, watch out for that. And then eventually, it would degrade your genes so much you would just manifest that into reality because all the stress has degraded your genes to where all the stress has degraded your genes to where medical conditions will just show up because your genes have been degraded so much through your stress. So, how much of the news and the government spreads love, spreads information about love? They don't. They only do stress. So they can control you, control the way you think, act and feel. I can go on for forever. But essentially, with the nocebo effect, you take a placebo and you start to experience the negative side effects of the drug you think you took, even though you only took a placebo. That's the nocebo effect, and that's exactly what the pandemic was. They put you full of all this fear, told you these facts you have to believe because they're the super smart people of the world, and you have to believe them. And you did believe them, and then everybody started to get COVID, whether they were physically exposed to it or not. They manifested it into the reality due to their state of being, the way they think, the way they act, the way they feel. And the government did a damn good job at making sure the news agencies were reporting fear, 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 fear. They reported all this fear, and it degraded your genes to where things just appeared. COVID just appeared. That's what your attention was on. That's where your fear was at. Your magnetic resonance matched that of complete fear, degraded your genes, and allowed medical conditions to arise. They don't tell you that the feelings of love, joy, and gratitude on a consistent base will actually produce a barrier around your cells. And they can see through an electron microscope or electropic, well, I don't know the word, but they can physically see a virus stuck to the outside of the cell, and it can't get in the cell. They've seen this with cancer cells and COVID as well. They did all this, drew the blood of expert meditators, and exposed it to COVID, and COVID would not enter the cell. It could not get into the cell because it was upgraded blood, because it was out of somebody who had upgraded genes from doing everything I talk about. COVID was stuck to the outside of that cell and would not go in. It could not get in. It couldn't get in your cell. So why can we do this, but yet you're not told about it? You're not told that love and joy and gratitude can be just as powerful as stress. We know stress can kill. They have no problem saying stress can kill. Stress can degrade your genes. But they also have no problem not saying that love, joy, and gratitude will do the exact opposite to your genes. While stress will degrade your genes, the consistent felt emotions of love, joy, and gratitude will upgrade your genes, will start to produce stronger proteins to keep your body healthier and longer. Things they don't tell you. Why don't they tell you this? Everything is a big giant psyop to control you, control what you think, control how you think, control your ability to think. If you give the people bread and circuses, they would never revolt. Your bread is your beer. Your circuses is your football and your wrestling. Give the sheeple beer and football, and they will never revolt. Bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. Shows to be true. People love their distractions from things they should actually pay attention to. Let's not pay attention to ourselves. Let's go watch this sport. Let's go do something that has no impact in my life at all. Let's just go waste money and go waste time because it's entertaining. Good old entertainment. Entertainment has replaced education. Entertainment has replaced learning new information. That's why it's bad. That's why it's controlling. That's why they're sheep. All you footballers, all you wrestling fans, you're sheep and you don't even know it. You're controlled and you don't even know it. You're a non-playable character in the Matrix now and you don't even know it. Because you're on the same old habitual loop. The mainstream is honest. The mainstream doesn't lie. Look, it's a football. Look, it's wrestling. Where's your ability to critically think when all you're concerned about are your beer and circuses, your bread and circuses, your entertainment? Where is your ability to critically think when thinking hasn't been the plan since the beginning? Work, 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 right? Let's make you all work. Work, work, work. Oh, oh, oh. Don't think that way. You have to think this way. Think on the working mentality. Are any of you conditioned or taught to be an entrepreneur in school? In public education, are you ever taught to be an entrepreneur? Or are you taught to get that good old 9-to-5 job, be a good old worker and provide to the American economy, right? Go into debt, get those credit cards, get those student loans. Go do what everybody else does. Public education doesn't teach you. They indoctrinate you. They brainwash you into the American way of doing things. And it's complete bullshit. So, if you're still listening on, please break away from the mainstream way of thought, the mainstream way of life. Please understand there's more out there. You can reprogram your genes with just your mind alone. You can physically transmute matter and manifest the reality you want into your life whenever you want. But you have to be conscious enough to do it, which means you have to have the information to know it's true. And you have to have the formula to know how to do it, which all that information is out there for you to grab. But if you're not informed about it, if you're not told about it, you can't do anything with it because you don't know. You don't have the information. So I want to give you the information. Plant some seeds because I don't want any of you sick. I don't want any of you to have to be on prescriptions your entire life. I want all of you to learn conscious control over your health and change your health to how you want your health and life to be, not how America wants your health and life to be. I want you to make that choice. I want you to have the conscious awareness and the power, the willpower to do that yourself. That's what means the most to me because we are all this hive mind. We are all on this planet together as one big community. We need to band together and essentially rid ourselves of the government entirely, change everything up based on this new information, and physically change the world. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Why is the World Economic Forum creating technology that takes away our free will? Is that the change they want to see in the world? Apparently, because that's what they're doing. So we have to stand up and be stronger than they. We have to wake up and be stronger than they are. I don't care what technology they can create to take away our free will. They will never take away mine. They don't know how to. That's how far I will say. I feel I am conscious enough to overpower any technology you have to control my mind. Because I'm not even here. You're not even here. Quantum biological machine, interdimensional light being, having a fractal experience. I'm just a god having a temporary 3D life. You can't control me. You can't control me at all. Please try. I would love to see you try. It's not going to work. You're just not going to do it. That's how powerful each and one of you are. Not can be, are. That's the potential hidden inside you right now that you don't even know is there because you're brainwashed and indoctrinated to think other ways. Not to think of potential, human potential. They don't teach you about human potential. They teach you about limitation. Here's the potential in science. Yes. Energy, mass, everything, potential, yeah, hoo. But they never teach you the potential you have by going inside your mind. They never teach you that your brain's a computer. They never teach you your brain's a supercomputer. They never teach you you are a quantum biological machine that can reach elevated states of consciousness and have an out-of-body experience. They never teach you these things. Why? Why aren't you taught about these things? That sounds pretty damn cool, right? Why wouldn't you want to know about these things? Remote viewing, remote coherency healing, where somebody on this side of the world can go into a deep meditation and heal somebody of their medical condition on the other side of the world. That's proven to be true. They have recorded and documented that to be completely medically true. Why wouldn't you want to know about that? That is exciting, amazing information that they purposefully, intentionally keep from you. Why wouldn't you want to know about this? This is all the stuff I want you guys to learn so you have full, complete control over your lives. All right. Stay in the love, stay in the light. Namaste.